Hi, I'm Scott Engel, Managing Director of RotoExperts.com. And if you wonder what I was digging for, I was reaching down in the vault to get my waiver pickups for Week 4 that I'm going to share with you. I'm here with Nabate Isles of RotoExperts.com. We're going to share some of my top and private that I use in my own leagues waiver pickups for Week 4.
Which
and of course, which you already know. Stop looking over my shoulder. This ain't class, okay? At quarterback, a lot of people dealing with like situations like Brett Favre underperforming, and they can't trust maybe a player like Joe Flacco, especially with a tough matchup coming up. Some guys to look at, and maybe even for the longer term, Mark Sanchez of the Jets has played well the last 2 weeks. He's still a matchup play, but depending on who he faces, you can plug him in the lineup, and I think you have to like him in Week 4.
Right. This is in the start of bye weeks now, so Mark Sanchez is a good guy to put in, and he's someone that I've emphasized on the Fantasy War Room for Roto Experts that he's someone that needed confidence. He's someone that needed Brian Schottenheimer to take off the short leash for him to really be able to make some throws and for him to make some decisions on his own, and he's done that. So the confidence will really help, and Santonio Holmes is coming back after Week 4 as well, so that will definitely boost Sanchez's numbers.
And Matt Hasselbeck of the Seattle Seahawks, the numbers haven't been outstanding, but you can do worse. He's thrown some interceptions, but he's playing with a lot of confidence, too, spreading the ball around well. Hasselbeck, people talk about being too old for a quarterback, but he's not that old for a quarterback. He's not like Brett Favre age, and with that experience comes the ability to take what a defense gives you, make more plays. So you could do worse than have Matt Hasselbeck.
Right, Matt Hasselbeck is an option where you know what you're going to get from him. You know that you will get 200 yards and 1 or 2 touchdowns per week. So he's someone that definitely can get you consistent numbers, but not much upside, but definitely someone who's steady.
Now looking down at some of the numbers here, and from Week 1 and Week 2, even though he had a bad matchup last week, Josh Freeman, look, if you're desperate or you need a backup quarterback or a bye week plug-in, get Josh Freeman. He's not afraid to throw the ball into tight windows, and he's mobile.
Yes, and Josh Freeman is the second coming of Dante Culpepper. 6'6", live arm, and the thing about Freeman is that he's been accurate, and he's been making good decisions, and he's really, his learning curve has been great in just over a year in the NFL, so he's really progressed, not to be that raw quarterback that he was projected to be out of Kansas State.
Well, being the second coming of Culpepper, the way his career panned out might not be a good
thing. Meaning Culpepper in his prime. Culpepper in his prime. Absolutely, because the size, the mobility, he has all of that. And
I've heard comparisons to more to Ben Roethlisberger.
I think more to Culpepper, though, because the mobility, he has the athleticism that compares to Culpepper more than Roethlisberger.
Now, taking a look at running back, some people struggling, especially with injuries, bye weeks. LeGarrette Blount of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to get a shot, but pick him up, but don't use him yet over a more established player because you never can tell what's going to happen in a running back situation. Will Blount get enough carries? How will Kareem Huggins figure in the picture? And they have a bye this week, so you don't have to rush into anything, but do add him to your roster.
Yes, you don't have to rush, but the only thing is that we know Cadillac Williams by the second half of the season will not be the starting running back. He's fading, to say the least.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. I've been pumping him for weeks on the site. So is Christian Fourier, who does a column for us, courtesy of Pro Player Connect. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. People are going to scramble to the waiver wire to get him this week. Fred Taylor has a toe problem, but Green Ellis was the reason Maroney was traded, and he's going to get the carries regardless.
Yes, he was very consistent last season while the Patriots dealt with inconsistencies and injuries at the running back position. So he's very interesting pickup.
A deep pickup maybe with Ray Rice's injury. Willis McGahee going to get playing time, but not capable of carrying a full load. LaRon McClain has done the job in the past. He's got quick feet, and he can move the pile. LaRon McClain may be a deep pickup.
Yes, because Willis McGahee will possibly be traded before Week 7. I think Week 7 is the trading deadline.
I mean, trades, in-season trades are rare in the NFL. We did see the Maroney deal.
But the thing is that there's not much of a need for McGahee, and they want to really increase Ray Rice's workload as well, especially in the goal line. So McGahee, and he can also help, his veteran presence can help another team.
at Ryan Terrain. Now, you never know in Washington, especially with Mike Shanahan, who's the devil of fantasy players. But Ryan Terrain showed last week.
Choice, though.
Yeah.
He's had no choice at the same time, the injuries he's had throughout, his running backs has had throughout his career as a coach.
Well, here's the thing with Ryan Terrain. Last week, everybody raced to pick up Keelan Williams, but you never know with Mike Shanahan. Now it seems like Ryan Terrain, okay, add him to your roster, see what happens. He's got some history with Shanahan. Injuries prevented him from getting a chance in the past. Now maybe he does get a chance maybe to share some carries with Clinton Portis, especially with Larry Johnson long gone.
Personally, I'm staying away from any Washington Redskin running back. Personally.
Well, there you have it. That was quick and to the point. Wide receivers. When a veteran quarterback comes in, he can make his receivers better. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're seeing with Louis Murphy. Louis Murphy is definitely a playmaker, and Bruce Gradkowski is going to get him the ball, so add him to your roster.
I have to say, Louis Murphy, as well as Darius Haywood-Bay, as well as Chaz Chillins, I have to say, Bruce Gradkowski, sorry to get away from the wide receiver position, look out for Gradkowski at the end of the season because those guys are improving, definitely. And when Chillins comes back, he's going to definitely add more.
I'm not taking a chance on Chaz Chillins because that guy is always
but you're saying
hurt.
He'll have more targets.
It's a big tease.
But it's more for Gradkowski's sake. He'll have more targets.
But I can see Hayward-Bay because he was targeting Gronkowski a lot. Right. Josh Morgan in San Francisco, somebody pick up in a larger league. Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree drawing a lot of defensive attention. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to take a look at Josh Morgan.
Oh, definitely. The targets have been consistent, like between 6 to 8 targets a week. So Josh Morgan is someone to look at.
Brian Hartline, another guy, certainly with some upside. They throw to Devon Best, but he's more of a Bobby Ingram type. He's not going to get you any scores. Hartline is a guy they've really been watching, and he has a lot of upside. Big, quick receiver. Hartline's available in a lot of leagues.
Right, PPR especially. Take a look at him. Definitely.
And at tight end, we were talking off the air, Tony Moyaki. They look for him in the red zone. Moyaki's going to get his chances. In PPR leagues especially, he's already making an impact.
I have to tell you, in that offense, that Todd Haley offense, the tight end has some activity. And Moriarty scored, I believe, in the first 3 games. He scored and has very soft hands, knows how to really be able to make the catch in very tight spaces. So definitely look out for Moriarty. Great TE too.
And John Carlson of the Seattle Seahawks, Hasselbeck is targeting him a lot. It's almost like they're trying to force the issue, getting him the ball so much.
Oh yeah, he's the most talented receiver that they have, so that they have to do it. But look out for towards the end.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think Deion Butler and Golden Tate.
Well, no, meaning consistent, meaning the most consistent receiver that they have.
Most proven,
because Deion Butler and Golden Tate have a long way to go. Definitely to be options, to be good options. So.
All right, I'm Scott Engel here with Nabate Isles. You can check out Nabate every Thursday night at 8 o'clock on Blog Talk Radio along with Doug Anderson on the War Room.
And Chris Dunn as well.
Chris Dunn runs the board, the Wheels of Steel, Jam Master J and Grandmaster D before him. And, of course, register for the exclusive Edge package and chat with me in a VIP chat, The King, every Sunday. I'm going to have to go now and hide my waiver pickups before anybody else gets a hold of them. I'm Scott Engel for Nabate Isles. We got to put this away. This has definitely got to be stashed. See you next week.